Hi everyone, welcome again to SDVoE Presents Face-to-Face AV with Justin Kennington. That's me, your host, and I'm joined today by Mark Loftus, the Business Development Lead for AV-iQ. Mark, welcome, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't you, let's start off by making sure everybody's on the same page. Tell us, who is AV-iQ?
Yeah, so AV-iQ is a platform that was started a little over 20 years ago in the commercial AV space. And it's a database that was built to house all the products in the marketplace presented on.
Oh, is that all? Just all the products in Pro AV?
Yeah, I think we got right now it's about 400,000 products in our database.
Okay.
With detailed specifications, all presented on a website where it's very searchable, filterable. You can do, really detailed product comparisons. So we started in the commercial AV space and have now recently moved into another version that's the residential space too. So that's just launched and growing. And then we take that database and we can spin it out into custom digital catalogs for the integration channel, or for associations.
For the Alliance channel?
Yeah, SDVA. And so they can, handpick the brands that they want to have in there.
Yep.
We make it look exactly like their website, look and feel, so it's a seamless experience for the users that go to their site.
So just to be clear, what I'm winking about is the SDVoE product catalog on our webpage at sdvoe.org/products is powered by AV-iQ. So that's what's going on in the back end that's being served up on our webpage to show you the SDVoE products.
Right. And that's the beauty of the database is it's very flexible. Yeah. We can add any levels of specifications to, and of course with this we've got the flag in the database for an SDVoE product. Yeah. So not only on your website do you have a whole catalog of all the products, but on our main website, when somebody's doing a search, they can look at a whole list of products and say, I just want to see the ones that are SDVoE. And so we can. And
that filter, that's on by default, I understand, when I visit your website. Is that correct?
Yeah, right. It's adjusted for, this kind of interview. So that's what we've been doing for, like I said, over 20 years. And it's really just, we aggregate content from the marketplace to give any users the ability to search with a common format, do the product comparisons.
Now, who are you targeting here? The audience can be broad, but who's the core audience that you're going after to serve here?
At ISE specifically?
No, just AV-iQ in general. Who have you built this to benefit?
Right, so from a user standpoint, we market the website and the catalogs to professional AV end users. So that can be anywhere from an architect to an AV engineer, corporate tech managers, anybody really whose job it is to have to find detailed product information and make those early stages of purchasing or install decisions. It's a big market with a lot of products, and when they go into installation, they need to pick the right one. And for years we hear when we introduce this platform to end users that before knowing that this was available, they would be Googling manufacturers and no exaggeration, have 20 to 25 browsers opened up on their desktop, toggling back and forth, trying to figure out what product they need. And of course, the manufacturers, while they have all the information on their website, it's presented differently, it's maybe called something differently. So a common category structure was important to us from the very beginning, and just a common layout for them to really make the right decision.
You talked about a new catalog or new database focused on the residential AV market.
Right, so a little over a year ago, AV-iQ was acquired by Emerald, and Emerald is a parent company. Within that is a portfolio of other AV, commercial, and residential. So on the media side, they've got CE Pro magazine, and they own the CEDIA Expo show. So we created a version of AV-iQ to serve that residential market, and we've just called it CE Pro IQ to really align it with that media brand.
Yeah.
So we just launched that at the CEDIA show last fall.
Right. Okay.
So it's just kind of in the early stages, but it was a pretty simple pivot from commercial AV to residential AV.
Sure.
Some of the common manufacturers are in both. A lot of the integrators that we serve happen to do a little bit of both.
Yep.
And so when we have that ability to do that, and we've got the media brands and the event, it just kind of seemed like the logical next step for this platform.
I'm interested in the logistics of it. I'm imagining you mentioned some brands serving both markets, of course. Yeah. Meanwhile, in those brands, I'm sure there are specific products that serve both. So, just practically speaking, it's still one giant database, and now there's a field in it that says commercial or residential or both.
Correct. Right. Okay. So, a manufacturer can place their products into a line that is just for residential.
Yeah.
We've just sort of created the category structure to really capture all of it, because audio is audio. Whether or not it's an in-wall speaker or a line array speaker, you want to just categorize it that, and then you put it in the proper market line. So it's been data collection's always a challenge, and so we're at the beginning stages of collecting data from a lot of the more specific residential manufacturers. But that's where the work is.
Yeah, that makes sense. How does the business make money?
So manufacturers can be on the platform at various levels. From just they can put all their product information in for a few $100s a year to marketing and additional content like news, videos, case studies. When they start putting more content in, that raises the level of participation. And then we do newsletters twice a week. They go out to 65,000 people. So there's a lot of opportunities there for the manufacturers.
Sure.
And then the service that we provide to the integration channel, we either build a digital catalog that they put on their website at an annual subscription, or some of them just use our data services. So through a web API, they can just pull data in and use it for their back-end systems.
Okay.
Some integrators have their own e-store. The front end is built, and they just need data to populate it, so they can use it that way.
Okay.
So there's a fee structure for that as well. But yeah, typically it's the manufacturer and some from the integration channel. But from a user side, it's free. Anybody can come to the website. They can create an account with a free account, and that just gives them the ability to save products to a project list, do some deeper level comparisons, just some added functionality, but it gives them the ability to kind of go back and customize their experience.
So save their work and build the experience they want. Yeah, that makes total sense.
And that's free of charge. I mean, that's just a public website. Anybody can go on it.
Cool. Cool. The last thing I wanted to ask, I wanted to get a little more detail on, you talked about integrators using the service to build a catalog on their own page. This is about an integrator, for example, I carry these 6 or 8 product lines, and now I can easily feature them on my website to my customers?
Correct. So I would say there's an element that is, customer facing for them. They want to be able to show what brands they work with. From a detailed product level within their website, they probably get more use out of that internally.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's what I was kind of
their sales team or their designers for them to just be able to go to their own website and see all their preferred brands there. They can do all that research and save tons of time and effort, and it's right there at the fingertips on their website.
You could tell as an integrator, you could tell your salesman, go to AV-iQ and look up these 12 brands.
Yeah.
Or I've already filtered these 12 brands. Go to our website and you can learn about what you're here to sell.
Yeah, and then you do have the opportunity to present that to a client base that's branded for your website. And then there is a pretty significant SEO value to that too.
Absolutely.
We've built hundreds, if not thousands, of pages that have their website navigation all built into it.
Yep.
We usually serve the catalog in a subdomain of their domain. So there's a lot of value for them in that too.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've experienced some of that personally, and it's always worked very well.
Right, exactly.
In fact, the other day, I think I was like, Mark, what's going on? The site's not working. And one of my team said, Justin, you're at the wrong URL.
Right.
That was before Mark even got on it. Sorry, never mind, Mark.
Yeah, so we've got the ability to do all that for, like I said, integrators, but also associations like yourself.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, this is great stuff. I'll remind everybody to see the SDVoE product catalog at sdvoe.org/products. Where can people find AV-iQ and learn about it?
Yeah, so AV-iQ is just av-iq.com, and they can always email the sales at aviq.com or IQ support at aviq.com to get more information.
Awesome. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode of Face to Face AV. And thanks again for watching Face to Face AV.